Welcome back to BaldHeaded Metal, guys. My name is Joseph. Today, I'm going to finally react to Gojira, the song The Gift of Guilt, live in Brixton Academy, London. Now, I am familiar with Gojira. I tried to get into them maybe 6-7 years ago, and I remember just kind of giving it a very mild brush, and for some reason I took them to the side because maybe I wasn't in the mood, maybe I wasn't ready for that sound, because they do sound very progressive and very weird and kind of different, right? They have their own sound that I think is very unique to Gojira, which Orbit Culture, from what I remember, has similarities too. Now, I finally thought about, I need to get into this band. I've been recommended by you guys to check this particular song out. Let's get into it. But if you are new to this channel and you're a fan of Gojira, guys, I just speak my mind, what I have, like the thoughts that come to me during the reaction, so you can see how I feel, and perhaps sometimes I'm wrong, sometimes I'm right, but I do like to put forth my own criticisms that I might have of particular songs. With that in mind, let's get right into it. And if you are a fan of this reaction, just make sure to subscribe down below for more and give me your requests. I try to write all of them down. I have a whole Excel spreadsheet at this point. Anywho, no more pauses. I know they're legendary band in many respects, and from what I understand, it's very well deserved. But I think it's just time I need to start dipping my toes deep into what Gojira is all about.
You guys want one more?
They're French, if I remember correctly. Make sure the volume is up. Interesting beginning so far. Kind of like a atmospheric beginning. And the funny thing is, I don't know many French bands actually. I know of Gojira, and a band that I enjoy myself called Rise of the North Star, which is a French band, but they're very much Japanese inspired in their lyrics, visuals, everything. I love the energy from the drummer right away. He's just going in for it with the windmill handbagging. I like that very kind of eerie beginning, very reminiscent of Tool. And maybe I think maybe it might be actually a correct comparison to say that Gojira is like the metal version of Tool. And even then, Tool crossed so many different genres, which it kind of sounds like Gojira does as well. They're not really a death metal band, right? They do many different things. So far, I like the eeriness of the beginning. Damn, the drummer. Okay. I love the aggression that's coming from it right away. Oh man, this is good. I just like the way he built the song up, the way the drummer, holy shit, he's skilled. So far I am on board with this. I do know the lyrics of Gojira tend to lean very heavy into environmental issues, environmental conscientiousness, which is cool. That's heavy metal has always been about some sort of message, right? Carcass, they're all vegan, so a lot of it was for animal cruelty. I remember that, and it was quite commonly misunderstood because of their really bloody covers. So far, his vocals too, he has just like this kind of intensity and presence, which I think I'd really, really, really like. I probably should have started with something like this. This is, I forgot what album I put on. It just didn't connect with me. Perhaps didn't connect with me in that moment in time. I've had this many times, and I'm sure you guys had it many times, where just for some reason doesn't connect with you now. A month later, you're like, why didn't I like it? Yeah, I love the drummer is like the biggest highlight for me. Man, he's good. And it's, I think what I'm enjoying more just than his technical skill is just the intensity. Like Eloica Sangrara from Sepultura, that he brings that intensity to the music. And I don't like the new Sepultura, but I just watch it because of him. That's how much I love him. And the guitar work, it just seems like very smart songwriting. The only thing I could also kind of make a reference to, or thing that reminds me of, is Meshuggah. Again, another band actually I've never gotten into. I know it's highly respected and liked, and it's not one of those bands that just say, oh, they're crap, I don't like them, or Gojira's crap, I don't like them. Just never got into them. There's so many bands out there to get into and to discover, and your journey to discovering them, I think it's always interesting. And now that you guys can help me out discover this particular band, which I think I'm in for a ride. Yeah, there's interesting elements of almost like, please correct me. Again, I'm just spitballing, kind of throwing it out. Obviously, the biggest genre I would attribute this is to death metal. But there are elements of melodic death metal. There are elements of almost like doom metal in there. And even some maybe more modern genres. I wouldn't so far say as metalcore, but definitely the newer sound. Some math metal. Again, that's just kind of, I'm trying to dissect what I hear. It's kind of difficult, obviously, if it's just from one song, but there's a lot going on, and I appreciate the clear thought behind the music right away. In this particular song, I can hear songwriting at work, and kind of how they're constructing the song and how playful they are with their particular parts. And I can't break it down in terms of time signatures and stuff like that, because, or how many beats per measure bit, because I'm not a musician. I know of it, I know music theory, but at the same time, it's just, I'm not going to pretend like I'm some expert. I'm gonna say the highlight for me is the drummer and the vocalist, but it's also a clear choice here with the song or the guitars themselves. They're not that they don't have much to do, is that they create some kind of a atmosphere and rhythm, right? That he has this main melody that he's doing with the finger tapping, and then a couple of riffs in between that. But really the highlight instrument here is the drums. Perhaps maybe the drummer wrote the song. And it's just kind of, it seems only one piece of the puzzle to what this band is all about. I also know they have a new album being released. I actually put one of their new singles as a watch later kind of thing going on. Just until the moment I actually got into listening to Gojira. And I'm really glad I started with this particular song, because I think it's important sometimes to start on a good note. It's easier to get into the band. And I've had experiences with somebody who's been following this channel where it took me sometimes 3 or 4 songs of particular bands to even understand what they were all about. Yeah, definitely. This song goes more for atmosphere and feeling as it does to show some particular crazy amount of riffs in one song. Interesting artistic choice. And it works here. I'm not, for example, that they're playing this one melody on the guitar basically throughout the whole song. I'm not tired of it. I'm still enjoying it, still want to hear more. Would like for them to go back to those faster riffs, but perhaps they'll do it by the end of the song. Yeah, that was awesome.
Thank you very much, London. See you next time.
Yeah, that was that's ending song. Yeah, that's something that he mentioned in the beginning. That's a nice way to close out the album concert. It's pretty cool. I have nothing to say. I kind of said it all already throughout this reaction. Really liked it. As a matter of fact, please guys, give me more. I want to check out more from Gojira. Doesn't have to be in the same style. I kind of want to hear what they're all about and different kinds of directions that they go with their music. And maybe even a album recommendation, because I think after a certain amount of reactions, if I'm really digging it, I would actually like to dive into an album. Maybe even do a full album reaction if I have the time. I say I'd like to do full album reactions, but really it's a time constraint. So when I can, and something that really intrigues me, that's when I do a full album reaction. With my last one being Persona Non Grata, because I've been waiting for a new Exodus album. Anywho, guys, I hope you enjoyed this reaction. Let me know what you thought of it down below. Let me know your thoughts on Gojira themselves. And guys, make sure to enjoy the rest of the week. Take care of yourselves and keep it metal.